moving on to the NFC South because this is the Dirty South podcast. Which NFC quarterback will have the best season next year? Which NFC quarterback will be the best? I know Koa has a Falcons jersey on right now, so I'm pretty sure what his answer might be. But I'm going to go ahead and take the lead on this one right here. Sometimes questions, people like to overanalyze questions. Some people like to think too hard about a question that's really simple. Out of Desmond Ridder, Bryce Young, who I'm personally really high on, Baker Mayfield, and Derek Carr, it is obvious, in my opinion, that Derek Carr is the better quarterback between all of these people because Derek Carr is the most proven out of all of these quarterbacks. And that's just simple to say it. And I think the Saints offense fits a little bit more in Derek Carr's wheelhouse because it's not an overbearing pass attack. I think it's a pretty balanced offense. I mean, he didn't have the best season last year, only throwing 24 touchdowns and 14 interceptions, which is a little bit too high on the interception side. But I think once you realize how run-based the Saints are, because the Saints do run the football, and you look at some of the targets that he has in Olave on the outside and Michael Thomas. We don't know how long Michael Thomas is going to be back. I'll give you that. But if you're talking about proven quarterbacks, Derek Carr is the most proven in the NFC South. So I have every estimate that I've seen it before that he'll be the best in the NFC South.
I mean, I guess if we're going off of like proven and stuff, then yeah, I was more so looking at like best QB, like who's gonna do the best for their team. Like Derek Carr may have better numbers. He may very well like be ranked better than him by the end of the season. But I'm saying like who's gonna win a division and who's gonna lead that? Well, not lead, but who's gonna just do their job the best way? I think it'll be Desmond Ridder. And before I dive into it, because I know I'm kind of being a homer. Like obviously it's kind of crazy to say, oh yeah, I'd pick Desmond Ridder over Derek Carr. Like, nah, that's not what I'm saying. But when you say, oh, the Saints have a balanced offense, who was the leading NFL rusher last year?
Josh Jacobs.
And who's arguably a top 3 receiver in the league that was on that same team?
Arguably top 3. I would say Devontae Adams.
Okay. And Derek Carr. I mean, I will say it was his first year under Josh McDaniels, and that is.
I was about to say he had a whole new coordinator. He had to get used to a whole new system.
It's a very complex system that like it's a lot of quick throws, a lot of.
Can I have a follow up? Can I have a follow up question? Can I ask you a question with a question? Who's in that division?
It is basically the toughest.
It's a crazy division, right? It's a crazy division, right?
It's not the toughest, but it's crazy. It's crazy.
You would say that this division is a little bit softer than that one, right?
A little bit.
All right, you can go ahead. You can go ahead.
All right. I'm just gonna say, even though Saints like, I may be, if it was Sean Payton.
I would have more confidence too if it was Sean.
Yeah, exactly. Since it's Dennis Allen, and I actually just don't know who the offensive coordinator is for the Saints, so that's it. But for the Falcons, I'm just looking at as like for the whole offense, the best situation for any of these QBs is Desmond Ridder. We have a top 5 O line, which means with Bijan and all those dudes in the backfield, we're gonna have a top 2, easily top 3 rushing game in the whole entire league. And then you have Pitts, you got Jonnu Smith, and they got Drake London. So a lot of things we're going to ask him to do is going to be play actions, it's going to be quick passes. He's not going to really be asked to do a whole lot. Am I saying that Derek Carr is a worse quarterback than Desmond Ridder? That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is that are the Falcons winning the division? It's going to come down to Ridder, and I say yes. I do think that Ridder can do enough for the Falcons to win.
So things about Ridder that are still up for suspect and still have to be seen. Can he throw the ball down the field? You guys have weapons in Pitts and Drake London. After a while, if you guys are so run centric, those guys ain't gonna be happy sooner or later. It's going to be a problem if you can't get the ball to Kyle Pitts, if you can't get the ball to Drake London. And I know what you're about to say. Sure, the run game will set up play actions because the defense may stack the box in there. But I don't think he's able to do that. I've seen Desmond Ridder versus some top defense, and it didn't look pretty. I saw him versus the Saints last season. It didn't look pretty. I saw him when I went to Baltimore. It didn't look pretty to me. So I mean, when I see him there, I just don't see it.
That Drake London to Desmond. if you saw the chemistry that Drake London and Ritter had compared to what Ritter had with Mariota, like the fact in that run heavy offense that Ritter was still able to put up over 800 yards is actually
I'm
crazy.
saying he's no slouch, but to say that you think he's going to be the best to me is a stretch because he's not proven. I'm going off of what I've seen and what I know, and what I know is that I've seen Derek Carr make those plays. I've seen him do those things. I haven't seen those for the rest of those quarterbacks. And if anything, if we want to talk about the future, like you're talking about right now, this league is going to be run by Bryce Young in the next 3 years anyway. So I mean, that's
if Carolina takes care of him. That's if Carolina can surround him. I mean, the Panthers have
a decent O line. It's not great,
yeah,
but it's decent.
Yeah, because their tackles are pretty good. I forgot what the name is, but the receivers, I'm not really like Adam Thielen now. I used to be a fan, but like he's not. And then DJ Shark, and then the running back situation, I don't really know. I just think the Falcons situation is like the best. And Ritter,
well, yeah, because I mean that's what I'm saying. But
Ritter didn't have Pitts because he was injured, and Drake London with Ritter. Drake London had his best statistical numbers with Ritter at QB. So I'm
going to ask you just a stand-up question, and I want yes or no. If you guys are playing a team that can stop the run, are the Falcons going to lose the game? Do you trust Desmond Ritter? If y'all can't run, we all lose. Yes. The answer is yes.
We probably
the answer is yes. I'm not trying to hear that, Cole. You know the answer is yes. That's why I believe it's possible. If the Saints' run game slows down, I believe there will be some point in the game where Derek Carr will be at least able to control the pace a little bit. I'm saying as in the best. You said best for the team, right? I feel like Derek Carr is a better benefit for the team. What Desmond Ritter is a placeholder till y'all find y'all a real quarterback. Because all you're telling me right now is Desmond Ritter. Look, you know what you told me right now? You told me that Desmond Ritter is going to be Ryan Tannehill. That's exactly what you told me.
Hey,
you said he's gonna. You said he's gonna.
It's a championship game. Arthur Smith did that.
This same guy who threw 3 picks in the playoffs as well too, in that one game against the Bengals. Yeah, don't tell me all the hype about Desmond Ritter when in reality Desmond Ritter is just a placeholder guy. Sure, he can run play action. Anybody can. But can you make the throw?
Bruh, let's just
and to me, I haven't seen it.
Okay. I mean, I haven't seen it either. It's a little bit of projecting and a little homer vibe. I'm rooting for him, but do I see franchise QB automatically? No. Do I see game manager for the first year, possibly playoffs? Yes.